This one, I think, is the last video for this drive-through RPG unboxing. Yes, it is. What I have, finally, is The Haunted Grove for Call of Cthulhu by Andy Miller. This is, yes, for Cthulhu Dark Ages. So this is set in the Dark Ages. See, there's a place in the woods you shouldn't go. There's a place in the woods avoided by the local villagers, a grove reputed to be cursed or haunted or worse, though none of the locals tread those I'll try this again. Though none of the locals tread those dark paths, sometimes travelers get lost and find themselves there. A man can disappear if he doesn't keep his wits about him, or worse. So let's see. The Haunted Grove was originally written as a campaign scenario, but can easily be used as a standalone scenario for conventions. The Cthulhu Dark Ages scenario is set in the summer of 1003, basically, AD, and is easily imported into any campaign. I'm curious what the other scenarios in the campaign might be, if those are available. I'm sure there's probably information about it somewhere, so we'll take a look at some point. Here's a table of contents that is almost certainly not going to show up because the print is quite small, but maybe you can zoom in if you're curious. So we have forward, Haunted Grove. Obviously there could be spoilers, so don't look if you are worried about that sort of thing. Use of art all looks cool. Okay, scenario looks short. We're at page 14, so it looks like it goes to, page 13. So definitely a short scenario, considering it really gets started on page 6 here and then is over by page 13. Then we have some handouty kind of things and some, again, I know I say this a lot, but fully done character sheets, and these actually include the backside filled out as well. I am a firm believer that that's an important thing to have. And then we have an about the author, and that's all we have. So it's a short scenario. My memory of it is that it was also quite inexpensive. I'm curious about Cthulhu Dark Ages. I have, I think I've actually had maybe 2 editions of it. I can't remember, but I have it, and I meant to run games set in the Dark Ages, and I just never have. And I have thought many times that I would like to run tie-in scenarios to Masks of Nyarlathotep or anything like that that I might run, things that connect either to artifacts or characters or events or places. I know specifically there is one in, I think, the first issue of Beit al-Azif that I thought would be a great preamble or something to Masks of Nyarlathotep. But whatever the case, I thought I'd check it out. At some point, I'll try to give it a read. That's all I've got for today. That is the end of this box. I think I actually have a couple of review copies of things on their way, time of recording, which actually may be already out on the channel if they have shown up before this video posts, because I try to do that sooner than later. If you're interested, in me looking at whatever game you have, as long as it's in print and doesn't use any sort of generative AI, you can check the blog, and there's a way to get a hold of me on there, and then you can send the product to me and I'll take a look at it. Anyway, I am strangely exhausted, so I think now that I've finished doing this unboxing, it is time for me to hibernate. Until next time, take care.